What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, everybody? Big up to everybody who's already here. Big up to Northside LD and to the Ray, guys. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, guys. Northside will be joining us very soon, guys. And listen, make sure you guys put your questions in the live chat. Make sure you guys put your comments in the comments, guys. Make sure you guys put your comments in. Big ups to every single one of you guys. This is the new show that I'm going to be running with the gun. It's basically the BLAUGRANA gonna show with me and Northside. It's not going to be every week. We're going to be trying to run it as best as we can. But yeah, guys, big ups to everyone who's here. Sorry for the delay. This was supposed to start like an hour ago, but you know, some issues between, there were some issues that was the reason behind why this stream was very late. But yeah, man, big up to everyone who's already in the chat. Big up to Yunus, Barca React. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Barca React. Just smash the likes on your way in. Big ups to everyone. 22 people in here. Make sure you guys smash the likes on your way in. Northside Ray, big up to Zir. Big up G, big up to you, man. Big up to Arteta. Bro, big ups to you every single time, man. Big up to you. Big up to Clement, man, every single time. But yeah, listen. This show, obviously, BLAUGRANA gonna show is we're gonna be primarily focused on the BLAUGRANA, Barcelona, and Gunners, Arsenal. Basically, this is just gonna be a show where we're gonna talk about stuff that is happening recently to both of our clubs. What's happening at Barcelona? What's happening at Arsenal recently? We're gonna be going into detail about all of that. I'm gonna talk about obviously when it comes to Barcelona, the ARAUJO contract he's just signed. Yes, he has signed the contract. He's officially staying on to the club until 2031. So we've sealed that whole situation with him. But also his contract comes with a lot of perks. We will get into that when Northside gets there. I will explain all of that into detail. We'll also talk about the recent results when it comes to Barcelona. Obviously, our last Champions League game in the league, winning the cup against Real Madrid, how that important that was in the Copa del Rey. Basically, also the last few months, our streak in the league, I think we've won only like 2 games in like 12, something crazy like that. I'm going to talk about all of that. As far as Arsenal is concerned, a lot of things to talk about Arsenal. We're going to talk about Mikel Arteta. We're going to talk about, basically what's happening there, right? Is it Judgment Day for him this season, right? Is it this season he wins or bust? Or we're going to also talk about the injury crisis that is currently happening at Arsenal. Who's to blame? What is the issues? Is this things that could have been avoided? We're going to talk about the Saka injury. Obviously, Jesus is also out with an injury. Wanyeri is out. So many players are basically out in this team, and basically what that could mean for the rest of the season. But big ups to everyone who's here. Big up to you, Abdishir Sahab. Big up to you every single time, bro. Says Omar. Who do Valencia play next in La Liga? It's Valencia, bro. We're playing bottom of the table, Valencia. Look, at the end of the day, I will be doing a match preview about that tomorrow, possibly. But yeah, man, listen, at the end of the day, I expect us to get out there and get the win. Like, no excuses. I don't want to hear anything, bro. At the end of the day, we've been playing extremely poorly. But Valencia are not that great, right? I know, obviously, their last game, I think, was it against Madrid in the league. They played well, but, they're that poor defensively that you can't really trust on them. And we should take advantage of that. We should definitely take advantage of it. But yeah, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens as far as that whole situation is concerned. I will go into detail about that on my match preview. But yeah, make sure you guys put your questions in the comment section, because I do want to see what you guys have to say. Look up to everyone who's here. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Yeah, look up to you, Clement, bro. Listen, Clement, Arsenal fans, yeah, like I said, we're going to talk about Arsenal's form. We're going to talk about also, what's been happening to like Mikel Arteta this season, especially in like his press conferences. Like, I feel like this season we're seeing something very different from Mikel Arteta this season. You know what I'm saying, right? He's trying to do like the whole calm, relaxed thing, but you can sense the pressure. You understand what I'm saying? You can sense like he is under pressure. I don't know if you guys realize, like he seems to be having like Like when he's in the press conferences, he's saying things that usually you don't really hear him saying, like talking about, when they asked him about the trophies thing, talking about the community shields, it's like he's trying to basically, I don't know, maybe give himself an excuse to stay in the club a little bit longer. You understand what I'm saying, right? Or basically talking about Kai Havertz, definitely Kai Havertz saying, oh, he scored 14 goals in like 22 games or something crazy like that earlier this season than he did last season, and why that is more important and all of that stuff. But yeah, we're gonna. I don't know what is going on with him. Big up to Saha says. Anyway, Barca can win Fatih. I mean that the club. That's what the club are trying to do. That's what the club are trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get rid of him, but he doesn't want to leave. He wants to stay and fight for his place at the club. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't know, man. I just don't know, because for me, I'm just at a point now where I'm looking at Ansu and I'm just like, injuries has just ruined this kid. It's just ruined him. And listen, at the end of the day, this is football, man. We can't always like dwell on the past. And the problem with Ansu is even when he's been fit, he hasn't really done anything. You understand what I'm saying? So that's unfortunately the problem in having Ansu in this team. He's not really doing much, right? So yeah. Just as for Arsenal, we are. It says as for Arsenal, we are away to Cunha. Wait, Cunha Wolves. Oh yeah, Marcos Cunha and Wolves this on Saturday. I mean, listen, guys. Make sure you guys also let me know what you guys think of that game. When not, I guess I'll basically get into that with him. But listen, no, I'm not gonna lie. You should win that game against Wolves, but you just never know with this team. You just never know what to expect when it comes to this current Arsenal team, man. Like, you expect them to win, they don't win. I mean, look, I'm definitely gonna get into it, but one thing I will say is, one thing I feel like a lot of like Arsenal fans who watch the team every week have been noticing with Arsenal is that you guys have kind of seen the over reliance on a player like Saka for so long, and every season is always like, when are we gonna go sign a player who's gonna put the pressure of Saka, who's gonna take a game to the mantle? But you know what fans are like, man? They're just like, oh well, it doesn't really matter, this and this and this. They just try to make any excuses that they can. But the problem is this: at the end of the day, you put yourselves in the position. You understand what I'm saying? Arteta, you put yourself in this position. I'm sorry, you're to blame. You decided to not go out in the transfer window and actually go out and get a striker. Like we just mentioned Kai Havertz. The fact that he's sitting there defending Kai Havertz, saying, oh, Kai Havertz, he scored 14 goals in 22 games, he's doing this and doing that. Bro, you need a 20 goal a season consistent striker if you are serious about winning trophies, winning the league. Forget about trophies in them, because you can win trophies maybe without a top 20 goal a season striker. You can win the Carabao Cup, you can win the FA Cup, you can win all these cups. If you're serious about trying to win the Premier League title, you must. Having a 20 goal a season striker is a must for any team. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he needs to figure this out, and he needs to get his first team in. He needs to get some players in. But this is the problem with Arteta, bro. Arteta is so stubborn. He's just sitting there just doing whatever the crowd say. And at the end of the day, if you make yourself a yes man, guess what? When things go down, the fans are going to be looking at you. They're going to be looking at you. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why, unfortunately, Arteta has to take the smoke. A lot of people are quick to defend Arteta, saying, "Oh, but Arteta is not his fault. He's just working what he has." Listen, if at the end of the day, the idea is we want to win the league, we want to challenge for trophies, we want to do all of that. At some point, you have to have a set of balls and actually say, listen, are we actually serious about trying to win the league? Because I want to win trophies. And if you guys are not going to help me build a team that's going to win me trophies, then I'm going to leave. Because here's the thing with Arteta. Arteta, in the past 2 seasons, I believe that his stock was going up very, very high, but it's just taking a nosedive recently. It's taking a huge nosedive. So that is on him. That is on Arteta. So Arteta has to take the smoke for this. Like it's not. So this is the thing. I completely hear with people who are at it out. The problem is you have so many people in the Arsenal fan base who are so they have this. How do I put this, man? They have this over loyalty towards Arteta that I don't understand. Like, you know that managers and players go every time, right? So you guys are still gonna be here when managers go. This idea that, oh yeah, we need to be like, I understand backing your manager. There's a difference between backing your manager and being loyal to your manager. When you back your manager now has to give you a reason to back him. You understand what I'm saying, right? The manager has to give you a reason to back him. The problem is your manager is not giving you a reason to back him. He sits there and he's sounding so like he sounds like such a yes man. And it's just like at the end of the day, this is why, unfortunately, I don't see you guys win the league. People don't like a manager like Conte. But here's the thing with Conte. Conte throws his toys out of the pram when he doesn't get what he wants. But here's the thing with Antonio Conte. He's proven, his stat record has proven that if you give him the players that he wants, he gives you the trophies that you want. He's shown you when he was at Juventus, when he was given the players he wanted, he won them the league and started the dominance of Juventus in the 2010s. Right? When he left, when he took the Italian job, took him to the quarterfinals. Bro, he took that Italian national team job that had Giaccherini in their team to the flipping quarterfinals, bro. I don't think they got knocked out by Germany in penalties. And then he took the Chelsea job, was given the players that he wanted, and you know what happened, bro? He walked the league. And then guess what? He left Chelsea, went to Inter Milan, give me the players that I want, I'll give you the trophy, the league that you want. Guess what? He gave him his players. He wanted Lukaku was there. Guess what, bro? He dominated the league and ended Juventus's reign as champions of Serie A. 9 years, bro. 9 years that club kept on winning the league every single season. Guess what? That manager comes in, he wins the league. In his second season. And then he takes the job at Spurs, and then Spurs don't back him. They don't give him the players he wants. He throws his toys out of the pram, and then he gets sacked. And everybody starts talking about, yeah, his stock is going down, this and this. He's now at Napoli right now. He's gotten the players he wanted. He's signed the players that he wants. You understand what I'm saying? And you know what's happened? He's gone on. Now they are currently walking the league. Right now it's a chaos race. But will anyone be surprised if Napoli win the league? That's the thing, bro. They give him bro. Lukaku's stock was on the floor, bro. Guess what? He still said, give me Lukaku. He went and signed Lukaku. So this is the thing, bro. Managers who believe in themselves and say, listen, give me what I want. I'll give you the trophies that you want, bro. At the end of the day, those are the managers you need to back. The problem is, you guys have a manager over here who's just happy to say, oh, Kai Havertz? All right, cool. I'll work with what I have. Oh, word. Raheem Sterling? Oh, Ademola Lookman is available, but you're going to give me Sterling? All right, cool. No problem. This is what he does. So at the end of the day, that's on him. Yes, Arteta is under pressure with the stupid, under pressure about stupid things. I'm not wasting time watching his press conferences. Yo, he's sounding more and more to do that every single time, bro. Omar, I have always wondered if you root for Arsenal on the low. You're a Barca fan that talks about goodness more than any other team. You know what the problem is? It's because I'm always talking to Arsenal fans. That's why, bro. I mean, think about it. Like, I talk, like, Northside is an Arsenal fan. Ligana is an Arsenal fan. Alfie is an Arsenal fan. Halftime Hooks is an Arsenal fan. Bro, a lot of the people I know who I talk to all the time are Arsenal fans. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why I talk about Arsenal a lot. But listen, not always an Arsenal fan. Like, if you guys are in my channel, you know I don't talk about Arsenal all the time. I talk about like ASC every Friday. Like, even the show is gonna show. Like, I did the Juventus one last week. You know, I do like Liverpool sometimes. I'm doing like all over the world because I watch a lot of football. So, you know, I try to do as much as I can. There's no sign on his way. Apologies, guys. Nostar will be here very soon. I think he's just getting himself something to eat, bro. He'll be here soon. Yeah, make sure you guys put your comments in the chat, guys. When Nostar gets here, it's better to have Rashford than him. At least we'll be able to rest 4 players. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't want Rashford. I don't want Rashford, bro. There's Fatty Field against a 40th team. Yeah. Fatty Field against 40th team in the cup. Fatty is done at Barca. I think that when it comes to Ansu Fati, he just needs to leave. For the sake of his career, I think he needs to leave, if I'm going to be very honest. I think that for the sake of his career, he needs to leave and play regular football again. The problem is, bro, I get it. He wants to, he wants to fight for his place. He wants to do all of that. That's all great and good. But, dude, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, Barcelona is a club where if you lose your place, bro, it's very hard to get your place back. Like, honestly, if he doesn't want to leave on a permanent basis, that's fine. But at least just leave and go out on loan. Go to, I remember Sevilla were after him, right? Like, try to go out on loan. Try to play regular football and get back to full fitness. And then maybe come back and say, all right, cool. I had no injuries when I was gone. And I'm back to full fitness. Now I want to fight. But, dude, you can't. The problem with Ansu is he can't stay fit. He wants to fight for his place, but he's not even fit to fight for his place. Like, it's ridiculous. It says, Arteta is allergic to attacking football. He's allergic to trophies. That's what he is. Look up to Clement. Says, personally, I've been Arteta out now for the last 2.5 years now because he's very stubborn in his ways. His inexperience has killed the club along with the ownership who don't want to win trophies. That's the problem, isn't it? Unfortunately, that is the problem that you guys have. It's you know what it is? The difference I would say between, I guess, Barca and, Barcelona and, I guess, Spanish teams in general, Barca, Madrid, and like the Uniteds, the Cities, the Arsenals, Chelseas, and all these stuff. You have to understand, the reason why a club like Barcelona and Real Madrid, no matter how the times go, yeah, maybe they might have a few years where they're, I don't know, I would say now really at their best. You understand what I'm saying, right? But you still understand, okay, they're still there and thereabouts. They're still winning leagues, they're still winning trophies. And sometimes the explanation that people will always give is, oh, well, these guys are not, it's a 2-team league. No. At the end of the day, Barcelona, despite the fact that we've had financial issues, still won the league 2 years ago. Xavi won us a league. So at the end of the day, this idea that, oh yeah, you can do it, it's a lie. The problem is this, right? If you guys want to know why in La Liga is different from that place in the Premier League, is because in La Liga, the fans and the associates have a say on who runs the club. You understand what I'm saying? And the way you basically keep your reign is by how you perform. So if the club is not performing well, you get kicked, you get voted out, or you get casted out. Something has to give. You understand what I'm saying? And you guys remember in the Bartomeu era, Barca fans wanted Bartomeu out for a long time, but the problem is the club was doing so well, people were just like, I don't know what these people are complaining about, because we had Messi. Messi was making my team look better than it was. And the issue is, but at the end of the day, it all came to a head in 2020. In 2020, in that famous game, that infamous game against Bayern Munich, when we lost 8-2 and the whole world were laughing at us, that is when everybody realized, yeah, Barcelona is a mess right now. Barcelona is a mess. And then Messi wanted to leave the club, right? Suarez had to leave. We had Koeman. Like, everything was a mess. Bro, within a 3 months later, he had to resign. He had to resign. You want to know why he resigned? Because at the end of the day, the pressure was on. Everybody wanted him gone. He knew he wasn't going to win the presidency, so he left, bro. The pressure was on. At the end of the day, he put us in such a financial mess that there was nothing we could do. He couldn't fix it, so he just decided to just abandon ship. The absolute fraud that he was. But the thing is, my point is this. At the end of the day, Barcelona were going to get rid of Bartomeu one way or another. The problem with Arsenal is, you guys can't get rid of Kroenke. Unless he decides to sell, you guys are not going to get rid of it. If Kroenke was the president that could be taken down, trust me, you guys would have seen something completely different. Kroenke would have been gone years ago. He would have been gone years ago. But the problem is, bro, he owns the club. He owns the club, and you guys can put all the banners you want. But until you guys hit his pockets, nothing is going to change. It's that simple. I am the first. I'm the first. I'm the first. And I'm Arsenal first over the players or managers, period. Listen, that's how a fan should be. That's how a fan should be. That's how a fan should be. Like this idea that, oh yeah, players are over managers and all this stuff. Nah, man. We don't believe in any of that crap. Choosing Arsenal is the worst mistake you could make in life. I mean, look, if you are a fan of a certain age, if you are a certain age supporting this club, it's different. You understand what I'm saying? It's different, right? At the end of the day, I mean, when I started watching football, Arsenal were one of the big dogs in England. They were. Like, they had been winning, like, bro. I remember I really started watching football, I think, a year after the Invincibles. So imagine if you were an Arsenal fan when I started watching the game. Like, when I just started watching football, just how good that team was. But that team was an absolute joke. An absolute joke, bro. But at the end of the day, the past few years have been poor. The past few years has been awful. The past few years has been terrible. And as a result, man, it looks today, unfortunately, Arsenal have become a laughingstock. But this is the thing, bro. If you're someone who's been watching football, and the thing is, I want you to understand, the reason why it's easy to dunk on Arsenal is because Arsenal is a big club. That's what people don't realize. Like, do you want to know why people are so quick to go at Arsenal than to go to a club, than to go on a club like Spurs? It's because Spurs have always been what they are now. Like, respectfully, they've never been dominating Europe. They've never dominated English football. They've never had any of those things. You understand what I'm saying, right? The problem is, Arsenal had that era. They've won leagues. They've been in Champions League finals. They have been one of the best teams in Europe, whether you rate it or not. They have been. The big issue is, unfortunately for Arsenal, the past few years, they've not been moving like a big club anymore. So it's easy for people to laugh at you. This is why, bro, when my club, Barcelona, when we had our financial issues, when we were getting knocked out in the group stage of the Champions League, bro, we became laughing stocks in Europe. Everyone was laughing at Barca. Barca were like people were, oh, Barcelona, bro, Barcelona this or Barcelona finish this and this. Because, bro, we are a big club that have fallen through the end times. And that is why, bro. That's why it's easy to like people talk about why is it that people always go Arsenal? Bro, it's because you guys are a big club that don't also act like a big club. And until you guys act like a big club, you're always going to be laughed at. Nobody's going to treat you like they treat Spurs. Spurs, no one is really expecting anything from them. In fact, if they overachieve, that's when people are like, oh shit, I can't believe it. They actually did better than we expected. But yeah, it is what it is. Arteta would suit Real Sociedad. That's his level. That's where he should have probably started his career. That's where he should have started his career. Because I don't know. I do not know. It's actually ridiculous. Insane. Really. I mean, I'll be honest with you. If he started his career at Sociedad, and let's say he's doing as well as he's doing now. Bro, do you know how high his stock would be? Like, forget about Arsenal. Real Madrid would have probably tried to hire him. Think about it. Let's say if he went, let's say in 2019 when he left, when he joined Arsenal. Let's say that was the year he joined Real Sociedad. And let's say in the past 2 years, let's not say they challenged for the league, but let's say they even finished like third, right? Or in the title race with Barcelona and Real Madrid. Real Sociedad. Do you realize how high Arteta's stock would be? Everybody would have wanted Arteta, bro. Everyone. But yeah. The Barca gate scandal as well. Bartomeu was paying the media to write and chat about players like Messi and Piqué, etc. There you go. But you see what I'm saying? This is what he was doing, bro. He was going out of his way to get pressure off him. Bro, that absolute cunt bag, right? Do you know what he was doing? People, like, this is the thing that people don't realize. He was under so much pressure by the media, by the fans, by everyone. Everybody looked, because here's the thing, bro. For years, nobody was talking about Bartomeu. No one. Because Barca were doing well, nobody ever mentioned Bartomeu except Barca fans. Barca fans, we were talking about Bartomeu even when we were winning stuff. We wanted Bartomeu gone. But Bartomeu was never in the eyes of the media. Everybody was just like, what are they complaining about? They're in the Champions League. They're winning the treble. They have Messi, Neymar, and Suarez. They have Messi. They're still in the semifinals. They're still winning leagues. What are these guys complaining about? That's what they were doing. But do you see? But when it started falling down slowly, bro, and everyone started to look at it and say, "Yo, this Barca team is actually a mess." And then they started looking around. They said, "Whose fault is this? Whose fault is this?" And then they started to look around. They were like, "Wait a minute! All the Barca fans keep talking about the president. All of them started talking about the president. All of a sudden, bro, all of these claims started coming out about the players. Oh, Messi had beef with this person. Oh, Piqué and Messi don't like each other. Oh, Piqué this. Oh, Messi this. Or Suarez. Bro, they started doing, like, all of a sudden the media just started calling out the players. And then all of a sudden everyone started thinking there's a civil war happening in Barcelona between the players. All of a sudden, bro, people started thinking, bro, you started seeing it. People were saying, oh yeah, Piqué and Messi don't like each other. They hate each other. This and this and this. Basically trying to create a toxic environment, all in a vain effort to put the blame on the players. You understand what I'm saying? They wanted to put the blame on the players. So at the end of the day, they did what they did, man. It was an absolute disgrace. Big up to Trust the Process. He said, Omar, do you think Valencia will survive? It's sad to see a once great club in turmoil. They used to have Vicente, Aima, Mendieta, Parejo, Otamendi, Garay, and Banega. Bro, you want to know what happened? They do. You talk, like, obviously, in Spain, not every club runs like Barca and Real Madrid. Some clubs are owned by, they have owners, right? And bro, that Chinese owners that do the Valencia had, bro, the Yim family have genuinely ruined that club. Now you're right, bro. It is genuinely heartbreaking from a football fan's perspective how much this club has declined, bro. This club that was once a Champions League finalist back to back, like winning league titles. Like, bro, under Benitez, they were winning leagues, dominating football. And then all of a sudden, they went from that to this. Like, even a few years ago, was it in 2020? They won the Champions League in 2020, guys. This team wasn't. It's sad, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. The Yim family completely screwed that club over, bro. Even in the 2020s, they still had a good team. They had like guys like, you're right, Banega was in the team. What's his name? Soler was in the team. Ferran Torres was in that team. Kondogbia was in that team. Who else? Guedes was doing well in that team. They had so many players, man. And it's crazy just how quickly they just got rid of all of these players, man. All of them, just started getting rid of all of them, man. It's 4-0 Barcelona. That's my prediction as well. Big up to Ravi, man. Big man Omar. It's a big man Omar. Big up yourself. Big up to you too, man. Big up to you too, brother. It's facts. Question: Will you ever see Barca and Real Madrid back to their glory? I think that we are more likely to get back to our glory days than you. I mean, you can disagree with it, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. If I'm gonna keep it 100 stacks with you, man, I think that we are more like because, bro, we are not even far away. Like that's the thing. People don't realize we are not far away. Like look at how we're doing. Even though we are still a mess, which we are a mess. The thing is, we're still like we were 10 points clear at some point. Now, I know we bottled it. We're still in the Champions League doing well, even though yeah, in the last game we were poor. We're still doing well, despite the fact that we're not the same team that we used to be. We are closer to where we need to be. So unfortunately, you guys. In fact, if anything, I feel like with Arsenal, you guys have actually taken a step back because I feel like you guys were making progression with the star doing well in the league and all of these stuff. But my goodness gracious me, bro, you guys fallen off the cliff recently, bro. You genuinely have. You genuinely have, man. Because even giving inflated contracts to senior players, this Bartomeu should be in prison. Are you talking about in prison? Bro, it's a travesty, man. I remember when this brother went to the bro, I remember when we were doing the what's the name? The 100 was it 100 no, was it 150th anniversary? Yeah, we were doing the anniversary recently. I promise you, when I saw Roselle and Bartomeu, bro, there, I was like, bro, I'm so glad I'm not. I'm so glad I wasn't there, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I would if I was there, but I would give those to the biggest clotheslines. I'm talking about WWE clotheslines that I could ever give to someone, bro. Like seriously, how is it possible that those guys who almost ruined my club are allowed to even enter into the club's facilities? Like seriously, bro. That is like having a dictator, right? Who's spent years massacring people, right? After years of fixing the issues that he built and basically bringing the country into peace. Oh yeah, we're celebrating the independence of the country. This guy decides to pop up. Yeah, bro. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But I'm more likely to return. I'm more likely than Arsenal to return back to glory. Yep, Clement. Yep. That's a true serious club. Facts. Big up to NJ every time, bro. He says they're forced to kick out Parejo, who loved the club. This is why, bro, the Yim family is one of the worst owners I've ever seen. Like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. The Yim family will probably, bro, I'll be honest, bro. They're probably the only owners, bro, I wouldn't take over Bartomeu. Straight up. Straight up, bro. Straight up. They forced Parejo out. Bro, Parejo wanted to stay at the club. He even said it, bro. He tried everything, bro, to stay at the club. The club did not want to keep him. He was willing to take a pay cut. He was willing to do anything, bro. But these guys were just insistent, bro. They just insisted that he had to go. I don't understand because, dude, he was their best player. He was still their best player, and they still wanted him gone. Makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Big up to Hope says, where's Northside? Let me actually reach out to him. Let me see where he is. Give me a second, guys. Oh, I think he just saw the link just now. He might be about to join us soon. Yeah, he might be popping in very, very soon, guys. Yeah, it just shows me that he's just seen the link just now. So hopefully he's on his way in. Anyway, hey yo, big up to you, Touchline, bro. Big up to you every time. It says they're already in glory days. Yeah, I mean to be fair, we did win the league recently, which is crazy, isn't it? We won the league recently. This is why for me, bro, when it comes to Arteta, bro, I don't hear the Arteta hype. Because here's the thing, bro. Arteta is in his fifth year of trusting the process. But here's the thing with that situation. Barcelona were not when Xavi arrived at my club, Barcelona were not in a good place either. We were not in a bro, let me tell you guys the team that we had in Xavi's first game. We had Martin Braithwaite, we had Luke de Jong, we had Yusuf Demir, we had Abdel Zazuli, we had Iliash, we had who else? Let me call out the name. Oscar Mingueza, right? We had what's his name? Bro, I'm actually like dude, I might actually need to go and actually check the lineup again, right? Because I wanna make sure to actually get this accurate, bro. I think his first game was against Alaves, if I'm not mistaken. That was his first game. Bro, let me. No, you know what? No, screw this, guys. Hold on. I'm actually gonna pull up the squad that we played in Xavi's first game because I want you guys to really understand what Xavi had to deal with when he arrived. Because people think that Barcelona were in a good place when he arrived. There he is. There's my brother. He's actually here, guys. He's actually here. Big up to North Side, bro. Right?
Oh,
What's going
yo,
on, man?
I'm good, man. I'm just here, man. What are you saying?
Hey, listen, man. I'm enjoying the time with the chat, bro. I'm talking about Barca and obviously Arsenal. We're gonna talk about it, but basically, I was just telling these guys, I'm like, yo, you guys think that Arteta had to basically build a team? I was just about to pull up Xavi's first ever team, his squad in his first game as a Barcelona coach, and you guys tell me if Barcelona were in a good place when Xavi arrived. You understand what I'm saying? Because you guys are so
Mm.
quick to score. Look at this, October 30th, 2021. Look at this. The team he had. Let me tell you guys the lineup because you guys think that we had a good team. All right. We had Testegen in goal. All right, cool. PK, who was retiring a few months later. Eric Garcia, who was just arrived and wasn't ready yet. Alba, who was finished. Mingueza in the right back position. Gavi Busquets, who was already finished. And Nico Gonzalez, who is at Porto. Serginho Dest at the right wing. Serginho Dest at right wing. Aguero, who was going to retire a game later in the El Clasico, and Memphis Depay, who was going to leave the club a season later. And look at my bench, bro. We had a finished Coutinho. Coutinho, bro. Coutinho, who was finished. Langley, Ricky Puig, Alejandro Balde, Ezazuli, Neto, who is at your club right now, Northside,
Mm.
Iñaki Peña, Umtiti, what's his name? Yusuf Demir, Laurent Sanz, and Luke Di. This is the team that he had. This is the team that he had when he arrived. And guess what, bro? A season later, he was winning us a league title. A season, his full season, the next season. But you guys want to talk to me about Arteta? I'm like, nah, man, I'm not hearing this. But listen, Northside. Big up to you, Northside, every single time. I know, you just did a stream, like to do your own thing. But appreciate you for still having time to be here.
Nah, come on, man. I'm my African brother, man. Come on, man.
Hey, man, listen, love every single time. Big ups to you every single time. And big up to you for the raid as well. Listen, I do want to quickly get into it, right? Because we're talking about Mikel Arteta this season. But before we do go into that, I do want to just say a few things about Barca, right? Basically, something just come out of Barca since obviously the game in the Champions League was that we've re-signed Araujo, who looked like he was going to be going to Juventus about in the beginning of the transfer window. But now he's decided to do a whole 360 and actually sign a new deal. You understand what I'm saying, right? So he's going to be signing a deal until 2031. Now,
After that performance against Benfica.
hey, I'm just saying, bro. Look, I'm gonna say this, right? Sometimes I feel like with fans, they don't understand it. Yes, you can rate a player, you can talk about a player, or you can rate him very high or think he's the best player in your team, but that doesn't mean that when they're not playing well, you can criticize them. You understand what I'm saying, right? And the thing with Araujo is Araujo was injured the whole season. I tried when he arrived, I was like, listen, if he comes back, he's gonna be our best defender. Because he's still our best defender. Don't get it twisted, bro. He's still our best defender. He has his bozo moments. It's like with Gabriel. Gabriel has his bozo moments, but he's not always having those moments. You understand what I'm saying, right? Usually he's very consistent. He's very, very good. And that's the thing with Araujo as well. He's very consistent. When he's at his best, he's unstoppable in that center back area, right? But this guy, when he came back from injury, he started moving mad. You understand what I'm saying, right? He started moving mad, bro. He started talking to Juventus and all this stuff. And I made a video, and I'm not taking it down. People are like, oh, Omar, no, he's just signing a new contract, bro. Are you not going to take that video? I'm not taking down no video, bro, because he was acting crazy, bro. You understand what I'm saying, right? So I was like, listen, if he's going to move like this, he can leave. I don't care, man. I'm not forcing anybody to stay at my club, bro. My club, because guess what, bro? I've seen players and managers leave. I'm still here, and I'm still going to be here when you guys are gone. You understand what I'm saying? So no place bigger than my club. But at the end of the day, since then, things kind of slowed down. It was funny enough, since I made that video, things kind of slowed down, and then he kind of just stayed quiet, and now he's signed the contract. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, man. Fine. But in any case, I'm at a position now where I'm like, listen, I'm happy that he's staying. Don't get it twisted, because I still believe he's our best defender. But at the end of the day, I'm not going back on my words, bro, because he did what he did, and he's not. And at the end of the day, bro, I don't forget. But here's the thing: even his contract is just signed, it comes with a lot of incentives. One of them being he has a 65 million buyout clause next season. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, if he decides to throw his toys out of the pram, he can just talk to any club and say, listen, I have a 65 million euro contract buyout clause. Just trigger it and I'll be out of here. And then apparently in 2026, it would increase to 90 million. And in this case, I'm just sitting here like, well, clearly he's committing his future, but he's also not committing himself. He's committing himself outside of the club in case he doesn't get what he wants. He can then tell his agent, listen, go talk to these clubs. Go talk to Chelsea, go talk to Juventus, maybe Arsenal if Saliba leaves, maybe they might need a defender, something like that. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, listen, I'm happy that he's staying, but still, man, it's one of those things where I'm like, bro, I don't care who you are, bro. Like, you rate a lot of players at your team. You rate Saliba and all them, man. But this is the thing, bro. If Saliba in the summer starts moving mad, you're not going to be sitting there saying, oh, Saliba, please stay in the club, this and this and this, man. Nah, man. We don't do that. Yeah. Here's the thing. But look, we're definitely going to get into it. Big up to Touchline and all the guys in here, all the guys from your chat. But listen, I do want to quickly get into, obviously, let's get to the elephant in the room. Let's talk about Arsenal, man. Because look, this is Arteta's fifth full season. His fifth full season. You understand what I'm saying, right? And we're still sitting here 5 years later, wondering when exactly is this process going to start actually delivering results. You understand what I'm saying, right? We are here. We've had so many excuses from so many of the Arteta fans. You understand what I'm saying, right? Oh, we just need to build these players. He just needs to do this. Oh, we're just not unlucky. Oh, City are just such a juggernaut. Oh, when City fall off, we will step up. And all of this. Well, here we are. Season number 5. City are no longer in the title race. No, sir. Talk to me, man. What do
Bro, it's one of them ones where it's like they keep repeating themselves. It's always next year. You know, they gave it 4 years. They said it took Klopp 4 years to build his team. 4 years came, didn't win. Now it's this season. Oh yeah, it's 5 years, but he needs his pieces. It's boring, bro. It's boring. It's always repeating the same old, bro. And it's just boring, bro, because all they're trying to evade is responsibility on the manager, you know? And the funny thing is like, when it's Arteta, he needs his pieces. What can he do? He's still building. Why wasn't there that energy with Unai Emery then? Because Unai Emery managed a toxic squad based on what they said, but they didn't want to give him 5 years plus. You know, it's all nonsense, bro. Ultimately, we held Unai Emery accountable, even when he wasn't supported in every decision, in terms of the players he wanted to bring at the club, and yet he was made accountable. Why is it different when it's Arteta? Was Unai Emery not inheriting the toxic squad? Did he not also need his players? If Arteta needs his players 5 years deep, did Unai Emery still not need a load of his players as well, managing the same squad that Arteta inherited? It's all favoritism. How can it be one? How can it be with one manager? It's about the players. With the other manager, it's not about the players. It's about him. I don't get it. They pick and choose when they want to make a manager accountable, depending if they like him or not. That's what it's down to. They don't like Unai Emery, so that's why they didn't want to give him time. I'm not saying that Unai Emery was the answer, but at the same time, it's hard to completely bash Unai when he didn't get all the support in the transfer window. He didn't get as many transfer windows. And he finished 5th in his first season. This manager finished 8th twice in a row. And then 800 million pound down the journey. And this guy still needs more backing. But they wouldn't have given that leverage to Unai Emery. It doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense. For me, I just feel like, a manager has to be made accountable, especially if you're able to overhaul a team. If you're able to overhaul a team, you don't have the excuse of your inheritance. You've now got what you want. you now need to deliver with what you wanted. If we need another striker, it's not like he's never been back to go and get a striker. It's just that the strikers he identified weren't good enough. If he inherited a poor bench and now years on, what would be his bench is out on loan? That's his doing. He did that. Fabi Vieira would be on the bench. Why did you bring him to the club? Lokonga would be in the bench. Why did you bring him to the club? When you don't deem these players good enough to be in the bench, you bought Kivio and now you're trying to get rid of Kivio. You bought Zinchenko, you're trying to get rid of him. It doesn't make sense. You brought them here. So you have to justify the reason why you bought them here. And if they're not good enough, then you have to hold that accountability. You can't say, oh, I need more money. Then why did you bring them in the first place? And they don't want to. The thing is, the delusional side of my fan base don't want to make him accountable for that. You know, they don't want to make him accountable for that. And for me, it just doesn't make any sense, because at the start it was we had to get certain types of players because we don't have Champions League. Well, when we had Champions League, we got Kivio. When we had Champions League, we got Sterling. We got Havertz. Are those men going to get us over the line? I don't think so. So why are we still recruiting poorly even after we get Champions League? Because he's not good enough. And the mad thing is Edu's no longer here. So you can't blame Edu, because Edu ain't here no more. So now it's on you. And what do we see when it's all on you? You're still recruiting players not good enough, or lack of activity in the transfer window, or not addressing key areas that we need strengthening. Who are you going to look to? So now he's looking at the board. Oh, it's the board's fault. The board gave you 800 M's and say, build the project that you want. Why are you blaming the board? They've handed it to you. If you mismanage that, you can't go back to them and complain. I don't love this board. I don't like this board.
Yep.
But I can't say the board haven't given him enough money to be successful. I can't say that. So as much as I would say, yeah, they shouldn't have appointed a novice and all that, they fully backed it. £800 million in 5 years is backing your manager. I don't think anyone can say that's not backing your manager. What's not backing your manager is what happened with Poch. That he dealt with what he had to get to a Champions League final. That's not backing your manager. That's saying deal with the crumbs that were given to you. This guy was able to overhaul everything. So how can you say he's not backed? And now that he's been backed, it's, well, he needs more. But how long do you back a sinking ship? Because we're not progressing. Do you know what I'm saying? We're not progressing. Man, want to talk about we finished second. Oh, we're gonna, even if we finish second this season, that's called stagnation. You're not regressing, you're not progressing. Stagnation. You've not gone up the table, you've not gone down.
Yeah. The chart would look like this. Basically, the chart right now is like this, and now it's like this for the last three seasons now. And the crazy thing is, you just said everything that I echo. Because here's the thing, right? It's easy when you say it as an Arsenal fan. When I say it, it's just like, oh yeah, you don't understand what it's like to be me. Now, here's the thing with me. I like to judge. Listen to me, I don't judge every club the same way. I judge clubs which I look at a certain level. The reason why I talk about Arsenal the way I do is because unlike many football fans, maybe who started watching Arsenal, who've only seen Arsenal during like, I would say the banter era, basically, from like 2008, 2010 to right now, right? This is what they're used to seeing. Top 4, Champions League every single season, no challenging for the league. Just, let's just be happy to be here. You understand what I'm saying, right? Whereas someone like you, Northside, who's actually seen this club be serious, a serious club that was challenging for every single trophy that was available. You understand what I'm saying, right? I'm up there with the biggest clubs in Europe. The European Knights in clubs like the San Siro, beating them 5-1, right? Giving them their first defeat against the English club. Being the first English club to beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. All of those moments, you saw that. That is what you remember your club being. And that's what the problem is. I remember these moments because I just started watching football. That game, when you guys beat, when only scored that goal at the Bernabeu, I watched that game live, Northside. I remember that goal, bro. That goal would still stays in my mind, bro. You understand what I'm saying, right? When I started watching football, it was a year after you guys won the Invincibles. So I still remember being in my neighborhood, people talking about Arsenal being a big club, Arsenal being a huge club. You understand what I'm saying, right? So When I talk about Arsenal, people think, oh yeah, he just talks about Arsenal because it's just views and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm telling you this because I remember. Because when I started watching football, I remember what Arsenal were. I saw Arsenal's decline, but I knew that there was a time when Arsenal went out where they are now. The thing is, some fans like you remember what this club used to be, and you want that club to go back to that, and you know what it would take for the club to go back to that. You understand what I'm saying? But the problem is, you're fighting against people who either don't know where the club has been, or some of them are just choosing to lower their expectations. And in my head, I'm just like, it's fine to be realistic in your expectations. But it's another thing when you start justifying everything, when you're seeing certain clubs who have been in your position right now, doing what they need to do to get to the top. Look at Liverpool. They didn't win the league for 30 years. They were nowhere near the title race. Maybe they might have that, like a few seasons where they did challenge with the league and never got it done. But you see, when they had Klopp and they were doing the trust the process, because that's why I always use Klopp as an example, because Klopp is the perfect example of how you trust the process. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because you see that Klopp, whenever every season he was there, the chat was always going like this. Every single year, bro, he was there. His first season, he took them to a Europa League final, Carabao Cup final. His first season. You understand what I'm saying, right? So people could see the plan. They were like, oh, okay, if he gets his players, maybe we can see something different. Next season, he signs a few players, finishes top 4 over Arsenal, kicks you guys out of the top 4 for the first time in how many years, right? Then everyone was like, oh wow, he's taking them to the Champions League. Okay, well let's believe in him. Let's just see what he's doing. He's planning something. Next season, takes them to a Champions League final. Everyone's like, oh my days, he's actually in the Champions League final. This and this and this. Oh no, he's very close now. We know he's got it in his hands. Next season, he wins the Champions League. 4 years, bro, wins the Champions League. You understand what I'm saying, right? So now people are like, okay, bro, it's just a matter of time. He's gonna win the league. He's gonna win the league. He was close last season, 97 points. Next season, bro, is gonna be the year, bro. Guess what? He walked the league that season. You understand what I'm saying? That is how you trust the process, bro. That is how you believe. The problem with Arteta is, and I said it myself, I said, you know the problem with Arteta is, for someone like Nosa, who's Arteta, or someone like Lee Gunner, who never supported Arteta from the start, you understand what I'm saying, right? If someone like Lee Gunner was watching Arsenal season upon season, maybe not finish up 4, but at least they say they won the FA Cup a season, or win the Carabao Cup, or, be in the semi-finals of the Champions League, maybe he can say, all right, cool, I see what's happening here. Every season we seem to be improving. You understand what I'm saying, right? Okay, let's just give him some time. Okay, I'll give it time because I see improvement in the team. The problem is, the past 5 years, the only improvement we've seen from Arsenal is finishing in the top 2 and challenging for the league 2 seasons in a row. And in those times when you guys were improving, what you've been saying, because I'm on your channel, what Ligon has been saying, and every other Arsenal fan who's realistic has said, okay, we're so close. All we need to do is to just go out and actually sign a striker. Let's go and sign a striker. Let's go and sign a 20 goals because that was our problem. We didn't have like that gunman in the front line because we had Jesus who was inconsistent. But then he goes to spend money on Havertz, right? We need certain players. We need another midfielder. Okay, he spends 100 million Declan Rice. Cool. Let's go. Where's the striker now? For seasons now, we're sitting here asking for a striker. Who's going to be the guy to take over the game when Saka is not around? For seasons, mentioning that, nothing has changed. Now you are now in this position now, in season 5, where Odegaard has been having injury problems, right? Now Saka is possibly out for the rest of the season. I don't care, bro. Even if he returns next month or these 2 months, bro, he's not going to come back to full fitness for the rest of the season. Do not get your hopes up, Arsenal fans. You understand what I'm saying, right? And you've got players like 1 year who's supposed to be the one with potential, who's also having injury problems because he's having to overplay because guys don't have a good squad depth. This is on him. People are always quick to make the excuse of, oh, well, you can't blame him for the injuries. Yes, I can. Because why didn't he go out and actually go out and get the players? We were literally calling this out before the injuries actually happened. I'm sounding like an Arsenal fan, but I'm saying, because at the end of the day, I remember me saying this in this transfer window to Arsenal fans, saying, yo, you guys still need to go and get some squad depth. This squad depth is not good enough. Why are you guys spending money on Sterling when Lookman is available? You know, why did you guys go up for Neto? Chelsea didn't want Neto like Arsenal needed Neto. But yeah, you guys kept on dilly-dallying, and now here you are. So people can try to make the excuses. Trust me, bro, cry me a river. That's what I've always said. Cry me a river, bro. I'm not hearing this. because these problems have been around before everyone, many people predicted this, including me, that this was going to happen if you guys had injuries, and now here you are. So here you go, no sir.
Bro, do you know what it is? Yeah, there's a lot of people in life that cry. There's very few people in life that change their scenario to stop crying. And also, fan base is an example of that. They cry, they cry, they cry, they cry about certain things, but they don't have the heart to really change certain things. At the end of the season, regardless of at the end, regardless how you see this manager, at the end of the season, everyone's going to be saying where we fell short in the summer and where we fell short in January. As much as they'll complain, they'll do nothing about it. I feel like we're in a generation where a lot of fans put their own interests above the betterment of the club. You know, if they're able to make a job out of this, if they're able to make money out of this. I had Babs on my channel before explaining how he makes a living out of being clickbait. That's what he said is his job. Not to be a fan, but to just to clickbait and get maximize views. Now everyone wants to have views, but there's too many people that they would rather the views than the betterment of their club, you know. And it's that kind of problem that we're facing at the moment. And too many people are just comfortable with their own interests than the interests of the club. How many people, you know, have made a name for themselves or been able to go full time off of the back of selling out their standards for their club or raising the standards of their club or wanting the best for their club? They see the numbers, they see the money, and they prefer to take that than making a stand. And that's the problem, bro. There's a lot of people with voices that these people were never, they never had as Troy Deeney would say, they never had the cojones to stand up to anything. And this is why this is why they stand for nothing. A bit like Kendrick calling out Drake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we already remember.
You out as a man. Like, as a man, what do you stand on? As a man, what are you about? A lot of these football, I know that's hip hop, but a lot of these football fans, they don't stand.
The analogy is actually a great one because obviously you and I are both rap fans, so we see what is happening with that whole situation. So I understand your analogy.
They don't stand for anything.
Nope.
They don't stand for anything, and then when they question, they get upset because they choose the route of the easy money, the quick praise, do you know what I'm saying? So when they get questioned or they get cussed or they don't know how to take it because they don't stand on anything. They've got no morals. They got no backbone. You know, their only interest is themselves as a business or as what can I get out of this? You know, they don't stand for anything. And that's the problem, bro. Like, there's too many people like that where, you know, they don't care about the club. They don't care about the history of the club. For them, it's like, well, I'm making a living. I'm making a living, so who cares? And then they just keep manipulating. And there's loads of people that are like that. I just want to be liked. I just want everyone to agree with me. I just want, you know, me to be successful. And the funny thing is, it's crazy because the people that watch them, they don't realize that they don't care about your club. They just care about themselves. And the club sees this, you know, and nothing changes, bro. And nothing changes. But, you know, like the thing is for me, like, the reason I can rest easy, walk around London easy, and just be easy is because I know that there's no one that can pull me up on my standards. There's no one that can say that knows me that can be like, oh, you say one thing online and another. There's no one that can say I don't want the best for this football club that know me. Do you know what I'm saying? And the integrity is what's going to live on forever, even when I'm dead. I never sold out the values of my football club. I never sold out what my football club is in England, at least. I know where nobody's in Europe. Yeah. And that's the thing that makes me just nothing online really fully gets to me, because I just like, ultimately, it's like, as a fan, what do you have? Like, This is where social media. I've said this before. This is where social media f's it up, because social media has created a thing where your club don't have to be successful, but if you sell out, you can make a lot of money selling at your club, and that is the game that they get. It's like they don't want to see trophies, which is what the majority of fans want to see, but they get the monetary gain. You know, they get the certain amount of money, the certain sponsorships and stuff because they sell out. You know, they get, and that's a sad thing. There's a lot of football fans that now look at football. They don't look at it as a sport. They look at it as a business, like the owners. A lot of fans are turning into the owners. The Cronkies, KSC, Daniel Levy, where they look at the club and they look at it as how much can I suck off the club, not demand more, and financially leech off the club. We talk a lot about ownership, but Henry Wright is no different to a Daniel Levy. Babs is no different to a Cronky. He looks at the club as a dollar sign. He doesn't look at the club as a footballing institution that is here to win trophies and grow and be the most successful within the sport. He looks at it as how many clickbait titles can I make to earn as much money as I can. What's the difference between that and the ownership that we all cuss? There's loads of clubs out there. You know, there's loads of clubs out there that got people that are like that. Goldbridge for Man United doesn't say the truth that's best for Man United. It says whatever's good for his pockets.
Bro, don't get me started.
There's a lot of fans that like that now, bro.
Listen, don't get me started on that guy. You know what it is? It's funny you just mentioned about social media because you're so right, bro. Listen, I'm on Twitter. I'll tell you this, bro. Usually when I'm on Twitter, I only go and respond to like people that I'm cool with. So let's say if one of my guys, some people who I'm cool with, friends with, they say something, right? I'm just like, ah, cool. Sometimes you get these like people that post on your timeline, right? Like I saw Goldbridge one time, bro. I don't know what he said. I think he said something about my club. And bro, he was so tongue-in-cheek. I'm just like, see you guys here. You're just shameless. Like, I get it, bro. You probably make more money than me. But here's the thing, bro. Me and you, I would rather be me every single day than be you. Because here's the difference between me and you, bro. Maybe it's because of the way I was raised, but I've never been raised to sell my soul for the dollar sign. You understand what I'm saying, right? You see, the problem is people sometimes, this is why you see a lot more say. There's people in this world, right, who, like me and you, we're working class people. We work, like me and I do YouTube, but we have a job. You understand what I'm saying? Like we take care of we have to get part-time job to do the things we have to do. Right? But here's the thing, bro. We are happy with the way we live our lives. Because guess what, bro? Our YouTube channels is based on authenticity and the things we actually think. This is why we don't go back on our words. You understand what I'm saying, right? We don't sit there and say, oh, no, I didn't say this. Listen, if you catch me saying something and you're like, oh, Omar, didn't you say this? I'm like, yeah, I did. Because I'm someone who, whenever I say something, I hear myself when I say something. Because I'm like, yo, if I say something, bro, and someone catch me on it, I'll be like, yeah, I said it. I said it. I'm not what? You expect me now to just come on and say, oh no, I just said it for the views. Nah, bro, I don't say none for views. Whenever you hear from me, bro, I don't care who says it, bro. I'll tell you, yeah, I said it. Because, bro, I was taught to be authentic. If I'm gonna, like, this is the thing, bro, I don't get as much views. And
but they're scared of that, Omar. That's what fears them. They're scared of authenticity. They're scared to be challenged. You know what highlights the biggest thing? They're scared to be called out. Because they went with the crowd. The fact when someone goes with the crowd, they're scared to be different. They're scared to call out the bullshit. That's why they go with the crowd. Because they're scared of being ostracized. They're scared of being called out. They're scared of not being liked. These people are insecure.
Facts.
They're insecure. If you're scared that people are not going to like you, you're insecure, bro. And that's the thing. Like, I can't... Maybe I'm going to do a video about fans need to stop concentrating on the owners and start concentrating on content creators. Because content creators are doing the job of, like I said, a Levy, the Man United owners, the KSC, whatever owners it is. They're doing that, bro. They're doing that. You say that the ownership don't care about winning. Look at the biggest content creators, most of them, not all of them, most of them of your football club. Are they reiterating what your ownership is saying, or are they calling out the things that are not leading you to success? If you're gonna call out the owners, then call out the biggest content creators within your fan base that are not for the betterment of your football club. What is the difference? You say that we say that the ownership have a vested interest in the football club taking dividends out. Well, these fans are making monthly wages, some more than some people that are working full time, selling out what's in the best interest of the club. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. The ownership are making money out the fans, and these lot are making money out the fans, selling them bullshit, selling them the same shit the ownership's selling you. What's the difference? What's the difference? If you look at it, yeah, and if the Conkeys say, yo, we're not gonna get Isak and we're not gonna get Isak and or Gyökeres, and Babs puts out a video saying the missing link is Cunha. I'm so excited for Cunha, which is what the ownership are trying to sell us, a player that's not a clinical striker. Is he not doing the same thing? Is he not doing the same thing? He doesn't have financial stake in Arsenal as a business, but he's making money off the fans just like the Conkeys and selling bullshit. It's the same thing. There's no difference, bro. There is no difference. Like them talking about transfer news. I'm not saying that people can't talk about transfer news, but give your real opinion on it. Don't say that every player that's linked to your club is amazing, because they're not. I will talk about transfer news, but I'm not going to tell you that Cunha is good enough, because he's not. I'm not going to tell you that Sesko good enough.
That's the one's happening at Barca, bro. I'm doing the news for Rashford. But guess what? I've made it very clear to anyone who's watching this video right now. We got 23 people in here, right? I've said it, bro, so many times. I don't want Rashford here. I just don't want him here. He's been linked. The links are getting stronger and stronger. But dude, personally, for me, I think that we should go for someone else. That is the difference. You can tell us the news. You can say what the club is doing, but you don't necessarily have to agree with everything the club is doing. You can say, all right, well, in my opinion, I think that we shouldn't do it. The problem is this, you just mentioned it, bro. Power, positivity, happy clappers, bro. There's too many of them on this platform. And you know what the problem is this, right? I have a serious problem with those people having a problem with people like us. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because I'm just like, look, bro, if you are a happy clapper, do your thing. But then don't look at me and start saying, and I'm having a problem with the way I'm doing things. Oh, you're too negative. This is the thing. This is why when you call them out, when people are like, oh, he always calls these people, I'm like, bro, do you know what these people say about people like Northside? People, that's what people don't realize. It's like, you go and listen to those people whenever they talk about people like Rican or Northside.
But they say it in the shadows. That's the thing.
You see what I'm saying?
Because so when they say it in the shadows, yeah, people think that they're nice, yeah. But really, they be chatting shit. They be chatting the most shit. It's just I do it publicly because I don't care.
Because you are not afraid, because you're not afraid of confrontation. If they confront you, you say it to their face. You understand what I'm saying, right? See, my thing is this, bro. If you choose to do something one way, that's up to you. I'm not listen. Don't get it twisted, bro. I don't have to agree with the way you do things, but if you do things your own way, that's fine. I have nothing against it. My problem is when you now have a problem with either the way I do it or how somebody else does it.
Do you know what it is, Omar? If this manager, yeah, this is the difference between me and these people that are Arteta. 5 years, this manager's not got over the line, yeah? Yet they challenge my opinion. If Arteta delivered, if the opposite was true and Arteta delivered 5 Premier Leagues, do you think I would be saying Arteta out?
Nope.
I wouldn't. Because logically, how am I going to say Arteta out? Let's not even say 5. Let's say he won 2 league titles out of the 5. Do you think I'll say Arteta out?
Nope. Absolutely not.
Why? Because I'm not prideful. I'm not playing a game. If the manager's good enough, even if I didn't believe in him, I want him in. If Arteta won two Premier Leagues out of 5, more than likely I'll be saying, yo, my tune would change. How is it that every single season they're proven wrong? They never have the humility to say, do you know what? It's time for him to be out. Because if Arteta was to win the league this season, and I said Arteta out, they'd be like, you see? What does he want? He's never happy.
This is the thing. You know what it is with some of them?
You never have enough of being a loser.
No, you
never have enough of being negative. But you never have enough of being a loser. No matter how many times he loses, keep him in. But if he kept winning, you would want me to be Arteta in. How does that make sense?
And also, they'll come after you. If let's say he wins something, right? They will then come after you and say, "Oh yeah, no side, we will never forget. Lee Gunner, we will never forget this person." Here's the problem. I'm always like this, bro. Right? Sometimes when I'm interacting or when I'm listening to some of these people when they're saying things, right? Like you just mentioned them, right? That was when he was on your channel, right? Sometimes these people, you know what they think this is? To them, you know what they think this is? They think this is about being right and being wrong. You understand what I'm saying, right? They think it's about, oh, Arsenal doing well. Oh, that's side and you're gonna enjoy them. You know, bro. You know what they're gonna do. They're gonna be coming out making content, creating, saying, oh, you see, you guys, we were right all along. And in my head, I'm just like, oh, so this is what this is all about. You are worried about being wrong. Well, here's the thing with that logic, because if they are the ones that is wrong, you guys will be the ones saying the same things to them. So what is the difference? Because I know bro. I'm someone who's always in the internet, bro. I see the people, how sneaky some of these people are, bro. Like I said, when I got into the YouTube space, I'd already known a lot of these people because I've been watching them for years. You understand what I'm saying, right? So I know how some of these people be moving. That's why sometimes some of them, bro. Even if I see them, I'm not gonna be like reaction. Like I'm never confrontational with nobody. You understand what I'm saying, right? But I'm someone who I stand on business when it comes to my opinions. You understand what I'm saying, right? Sometimes people might have a problem maybe with me speaking about their club. Listen, bro. You see, do you know how many people talk about my club who don't support my club? But here's the thing, bro. Freedom of speech. If someone, like I've seen people north side on comments, on videos, on other channels, right? Talking about how broke my club is, referees, all of this stuff, bro, in my face. But do you know what the thing is, bro? I'm not sitting there saying, oh, you shouldn't be talking about my club because you don't support my club. You understand what I'm saying, right? Because at the end of the day,
I've seen 9 years. Like FTV started at what? 2016. I think it was 2016. I see 9 years, bro. 9 years of the delusional Arsenal fans chatting the most shit, abusing anyone that doesn't agree with being a loser, anyone that wants change, bro. And then they wonder why I've had enough. Because before I had a channel, I was like everybody else that's watching this. I was just watching. And I had enough. I had enough. The difference is I chose to put my face out there and say I've had enough. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of 9 years on fans being online that support my club, telling me or telling fans like me that we can't have an opinion or that we're wrong when it's been 20 years we haven't been proven wrong about this club. It's crazy. And I've had enough of it. To the point where you see Yardman on AFTV, nothing's improved. You see Yardman on AFTV.
So shout out
and he's getting booed. He's getting told, oh, he's negative and this is and that.
Shout out to Yardman, bro. He's one of the only shining lights in AFTV right now. And you know what? Fair play. He holds his business. Dude, he stands on business. I'm glad last time I watched the show where he called out rugby. Bro, when he called out rugby, right? I was like, yo, you know what, man? Fair play, bro. Because listen, man, it's about time, bro. Stand on business. Because people are quick to boo these people. It's like, at the end of the day, sometimes, right, when these people complain, what they hear on our side is the tone of their voice. You understand what I'm saying, right? They're like, oh, this person is so, like, he's always angry. He's always in the mood. He's always doing this. He's always doing that. You feel me? Right? But at the end of the day, they want to move mad. I think Northside's screen is frozen or something. Northside, I think your screen. Yeah, there you go. You're good. But yeah, basically, sometimes, right? Do you know what the problem is, Northside? On your channel, when you talk about Arsenal, you sound very angry all the time. And that's what they listen to. The tone of your voice. He's always angry. He's always screaming. He's always sounding Portuguese. He never seems happy. They're not listening to the words. They're not listening to what you're saying. They're not listening to what you are putting out there and actually holding your words and be like, all right, cool. This is what Northside said. All right, I'm going to hold him to it. Let's see at the end of the season what happens. And then when the season ends, they're like, wait a minute. To be fair, Northside did say this. He did call this out. He did call these things out. So why is all of a sudden people saying this? That's the thing, bro. They're more worried about how you say things and not what you're saying. And in my head, I'm just like, bro, let me tell you something. I was born in an African household. My mother, bro, was, you know what I mean? You know how African moms are on our side. Our African moms, bro, they don't say things.
They don't care how you feel.
They don't care how you exactly, bro. My mom told me what he needed to tell me, bro. Sometimes he would make me cry, bro. Guess what? My mom would be twice as harsh when I'm crying, bro. But this is the thing, bro. Growing up in an environment of my mom always saying it how she wanted to say it, whether I liked it or not, it made me have a thick skin. So when people say things to me, I listen to what they're saying. I'm just like, ah, cool. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I see where you're coming from. Because in the end, I understood that my mom was saying those things because he loves me and he wants the best for me. You understand what I'm saying, right? It's not always about the tone. Some of these people, bro, it's just like, bro, he doesn't have to sound this way. He doesn't have to always do this, bro. Listen to the message. Because sometimes the message is what is important. That's what people don't understand, bro. There's some people that do things for content's sake and just be angry because they want reactions. I know who those people are. I've seen them all the time. But not every one of them is always like this. Even some of the calmest people. I've seen even guys like Flawless, who's always calm. Bro, he's always speaking facts about his club. He's not always angry. But here's the thing, bro. They would rather listen to a guy like him than listen to a guy like Northside. But I'm like, bro, they're both relaying the same message. The problem is they have different tones of relaying their message. That's the problem.
Yep.
It's a joke.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. That's the thing. Like, you're not gonna be for everyone, innit? But guess what? When it comes to football, only one opinion can be right. It's either Arteta in or Arteta out, but Arteta out is gonna win because this manager ain't good enough. That's the reality about it. He ain't good enough. When I wanted Wenger out, yeah, won that war because he was washed.
Yep.
He was washed. Yeah, I'm saying I'm not. It's not that I wanted to be right. It's that I couldn't. The reality was the reality. The thing about reality, reality ain't always what you want it to be. Once upon a time, I wanted to have a dad. Then I realized I just got to get on with life. He ain't gonna be around. Reality. It's not what I wanted, but it's a reality. Do you get me? Like, there's so many things in my life, that actually, to be fair, I look back and is a blessing because they showed me that accepting reality and then changing that is the only way. You can't change something unless you accept something's wrong. You know, like if someone's in debt, for example, if you're in debt, you can ignore the debt letters, but you're in debt. The debt's not going away because you don't want to be in debt or you don't want to pay your debt. You're in debt. That's the reality. Whether you like it or not, you're in debt. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the thing about life. Unless you accept where something's wrong, you can't rectify it. And that's why Arsenal never get fixed. Because the fan base refuse to see what is going wrong. So then we just continue to perpetuate the situation. And that's how we've got to 20 years. No one wants to accept that the ownership are losers. No one wants to accept that we don't do enough in transfer windows. No one wants to accept that we're not ruthless enough with players. No one wants to accept the fact that we give big contracts to players that don't deserve it. Rob Holding, Kivior, Reece Nelson, Nketiah, all these players. They don't want to accept it. So what happens? History repeats itself. History repeats itself. When we're looking at, we were 8 points clear of Man City on the title race and we didn't win it. That was a repetition of what we did with Leicester when we only went and got Peter Cech and said, oh, there's no quality in the market. Why? Because the fan base allow it. They never want to accept where we are going wrong as a football club. So we keep the same with Levy at Tottenham. Those fans want to cheer every time they got good football. As soon as they got Ange, oh, we got our football back, ignoring the big issue, which is their ownership. But because, oh, what can you do? What can you do? Well, none of you have got balls. Well, majority of you. I won't say none of you. I'm sure there's Tottenham fans out there that are not happy. Big up Jay.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? There's a couple, it's cool. But as a collective, you man ain't got the cojones to do anything. Because really and truly, what's overhauled governments in history? The people.
Yep.
The people that are the majority. No difference to the football club. When Ajax got their fans to smash up the stadium, all of a sudden they started changing. Sporting, I'm not saying violence, but this is what I mean.
When the fan base is all together with one goal of
exactly
this is what we want.
The fan base, bro, organization, governments, whatever it is, governments, monarchies, whatever, they are nothing without the people falling in line.
Yep.
If the people don't fall in line, they get overhauled. Look at any example in history.
Mm-hmm.
When the people rise up, change of government, change of this, change of that. When the people are divided, it's perfect. Because no one ain't going to rise up enough. You can control them.
You
If
know what's funny?
everyone rises up, you get change in every form in history, bro.
No, sir, that analogy you used is one of the best ones. Because this is the thing, bro. I'm from Gambia. When I was a young boy in Gambia, right? The president that we had there had been there he'd been there for 20 years by the time he left, right? But I want you to understand, bro, he had so many supporters, despite all the shit that he was doing, right? But because the country was so divided, he had so many supporters, but also there were some who were not supporting him, and those were always silenced. You understand what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying killed, by the way, before anyone said no. I'm saying basically they didn't have a voice. They didn't come out. They could not say anything. They were basically minorities. By the time he left, you understand what I'm saying, right? By the time he was voted out, guess what, bro? The whole country at that point was so sick of him, right? That you could tell, bro, that election he wasn't going to win it. You understand what I'm saying, right? So he had to leave. So you just mentioned it too, bro, right? At the end of the day, at Barcelona, we have a precedent. I said this. I'm like, yo, why do you think no matter how many years, how many decades go by, Barcelona and Real Madrid never fall off the cliff so far that they would either be mid-table or challenging for relegation? It never happens. Never. You want to know why it never happens? Because we have a philosophy. The three clubs in Spain that have never been relegated are Barca, Real Madrid, and Athletic Bilbao. You understand what I'm saying, right? All three of these clubs have precedents. They have a community. You understand what I'm saying, right? Where the people have the say. You understand what I'm saying, Northside, right? When we had Bartomeu from 2014 until he left in 2020, right? From like his second to third year at the club, you understand what I'm saying? The fans were already sick of him because we could see what was happening. The transfers were awful. You understand what I'm saying, right? We weren't doing well. We kept on declining every single year, but because we had Messi, who always seemed to cover up all of Barcelona's mess, no one outside of Spain or outside of Barcelona knew what was happening outside. Nobody knew. You understand what I'm saying, right? So these people were so quick to just sit there and say, oh, what are these guys complaining about? You're still in the Champions League. You're still going to semifinals. You're still winning leagues. You're still doing this. You're still doing that. But in 2020, bro, when that game against Bayern Munich happened, and we were embarrassed in the eyes of the world. You understand what I'm saying? Everyone saw it. You saw it, and the whole world saw it. And everyone saw Barcelona's pants get pulled down on the whole world. That's when people were like, oh, God, yo, our Barcelona actually finished out here. You understand what I'm saying, right? But Barcelona fans could have told you that Barcelona were finished for a long time. When we lost, when we were embarrassed by Roma, when we were embarrassed by Liverpool, people didn't see the signs then. People didn't realize, yo, this team is so reliant on Messi that if Messi is not in the team, this team is done out here. You understand what I'm saying, right? And guess what, bro? Messi leaves in 2021, bro. My club is dead for so many seasons. But guess what, bro? Right? I've been saying it. So many people have been saying, where's Bartomeu now? He's out of here. He had to leave. He had to resign because guess what, bro? The whole community of Barcelona now were all together and say, you know what, man? F off. Get out of here. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the same reason, bro. Because this is the thing with Wenger, bro. Wenger was the same thing. Wenger, there were so many people that were Wenger out, but there were so many people that were Wenger in. By 2016, the Wenger out people were so large that by 2018, bro, there were empty seats in the stadium. People were not going to the games anymore. They had to get rid of them because guess what, bro? It hit their pockets. So the same thing needs to apply again. I'm not just saying Arteta, but even the owners, you need to make sure that you're like, listen, we need to come together and realize, yo, 20 years of this mess. It's about time we actually call this out. We need new owners. Get these guys out of here. They need to go. But yeah, man, listen, this has been an amazing, amazing show, man. Listen, guys, we've been here for an hour, 30 minutes. Big up to you, Northside, for pulling up. I know, you had a lot of stuff you had to do, but appreciate you for pulling up. Listen, big up to Northside. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Northside. Link is in the title. Northside is on my channel. We're gonna be doing the BLAUGRANA show whenever like he's available, I'm available. So yeah, we'll be running this another in the next few weeks, hopefully. But listen, if you guys want to see more of me on Northside, usually my reactions I usually pull up on his channel. Also, we do shows on his channel together. So I'm sure next week if he has a show on Northside, if you want me to pull up,
of course, man.
So yeah, man, we'll probably run a show together. So yeah, man, big up to everybody who's watching. We're going to be redirecting to Football Carnage. I'm actually going to be joining them because we're doing Football Mania over there, the show. I'm already late, but listen, man, we're going to be redirecting right to Football Carnage. Make sure you guys go out there. We're doing the Premier League show over there. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Northside LDN, and peace, you guys. Take care.